So today we'll be presenting the budget of the Department of Economy, Planning and Development, DEV for short, to be presented by, of course, Secretary Balisacan. So with that, let me direct the Committee Secretary to acknowledge our resource persons, and they'll will proceed to the presentation of budget.
Thank you, sir. Good morning. For the briefing on the FY 2026 proposed budget of the Department of Economy, Planning and Development and attached agencies and corporations, namely the Commission on Population and Development, Philippine National Volunteer Service Coordinating Agency, Public-Private Partnership Center of the Philippines, Philippine Statistical Research and Training Institute, Philippine Statistics Authority, Tariff Commission, Development Academy of the Philippines, and Philippine Institute for Development Studies, we would like to recognize our resource persons. From the DepDev, we have the Secretary Arsenio M. Balisacan, together with Undersecretary Joseph Capuno, Undersecretary Glenda Rumor, Assistant Secretary Roderick Planta, Assistant Secretary Jonathan Uy, OIC Undersecretary Flora Sherry Basquines, and Director Danilo Barameda. For the CPD, we have the Executive Director, Undersecretary Lisa Grace Bersales. For the PNVSCA, we have the Executive Director Donald James Gower, and Deputy Executive Director Ella Victoria Sormago. For the PPP Center, we have the Executive Director Maria Cynthia Hernandez, and Deputy Executive Director Elizar Ricote. PSRTI is represented by Ms. Lolita M. Oreo, the Chief of the Finance and Administrative Division. For the Philippine Statistics Authority, we have the National Statistician and Civil Registrar General, Undersecretary Claire Dennis Mapa, and Assistant National Statistician, Ms. Christine Joy Briones. For the TC, we have Chairperson Marilu Mendoza. For DAP, we have the President and CEO, Dr. Leocadio Sebastian, and Vice President Imelda Caluwen. For the Philippine Institute for Development Studies, or PIDS, we have the President, Dr. Philip Arnold Tuanyo. COA is represented by Mr. Anileto Boleche, Mr. Jomar Elizon, Ms. Yelen Castillo, Ms. Donna Neporillo, Mr. Leo Camacho, Mr. James Arnold Fabellion, and Attorney Julie Salvador Alvarez. We are currently waiting for the representative of DBM, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Committee Secretary. Once again, thank you very much, Secretary Balisacan, and to the entire DepDev family for coming here and presenting your budget. Before I begin, let me, I am of receipt of this letter from Executive Director Almeda of the Philippine Statistical Research and Training Institute. And as a matter of procedure, and this is even way before when I became the chairman of this committee, it's the head of agency that presents their budget personally here in the Senate. And that has been a practice for many years already. In fact, no less than the Vice President of our country, Vice President Sara Duterte, requested that her Chief of Staff, who would be the one presenting their budget, but we also informed them that it's the head of agency who should be presenting their budget, and she obliged. No, that's why we deferred her budget and looked for a better date or a common date that she can come here to the Senate and present her budget. So because of this letter, and I understand that Ms. Almeda is in the Netherlands for a conference, we will have to defer the budget of Philippine Statistical Research and Training Institute until she is available to present her budget personally, Secretary, because that has been the tradition for many years, and even this time around we practiced it twice, no? To the Office of the Vice President and also to DOST. No? Secretary Solidum deferred his trip to abroad just to present his budget. So just to be fair to all the head of agencies who made adjustments and even deferred their trips, we will defer the budget presentation of this agency. But the rest of the agency can proceed with their budget presentation. So with that, we recognize Secretary Balisacan to present the budget of DepDev and succeedingly the budgets of the other agencies.
Okay. Good morning, Chairperson of the Senate Committee on Finance, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian, and members of the family and the staff of the Senate. Would like to thank you and the other legislators for this opportunity to present the proposed budget of the Department of Economy, Planning and Development, and its attached agencies for fiscal year 2026. This is the outline of our presentation, but given that you're very familiar already of our agency, Senator, and our tax agencies, if you wish, and in the interest of your time, we could skip some of those introductory slides about those agencies, and we focus on our accomplishments and the trust and priorities of our department and plus the budget. Okay, so the DepDev is a new department created just this year. It aspires to be the premier socioeconomic planning body, highly regarded in macroeconomic forecasting, policy research and analysis, and an acknowledged institution in providing high-level policy advice, developing consensus, and setting an agenda for inclusive development. DepDev's mission, on the other hand, is to formulate continuing, coordinated, and fully integrated socioeconomic policies, plans, and programs. According to this goal and purpose, DepDev has accomplished key initiatives for fiscal year 2024 and for the period of January to June of fiscal year 2025. Under policy and planning, planning, policy formulation, and coordination, DepDev has provided comments for a total of 1,106 policy recommendations on socioeconomic development matters from January 2024 to June 2025 to decision makers such as the President, members of the Cabinet, and Congress. These include technical analysis and reports on key socioeconomic issues and policy proposals and recommendations, as well as key economic indicators such as inflation, employment, gross domestic product, and so on. DepDev has also led the updating of the Philippine Development Plan 2023 to 2028 for the second half of the Marcos administration's term. The updated plan reports on the country's hard-earned gains and recalibrates strategies to enhance our economy's ability to navigate shifting trends and reports and respond to emerging domestic and global challenges. In parallel, DepDev regional offices led the coordination efforts for the midterm updating of the respective regional development plans, ensuring alignment of national priorities and regional development goals. With the support of our legislators, we were able to successfully push for the Konektadong Pinoy of the Open Access in Data Transmission Act. This landmark reform supports the goal of the Ambition Natin 2040 and the PDP 2023 to 2028 by promoting competition, improving regulatory efficiency, and expanding ordinary Filipinos and businesses' access to the internet and digital technologies. DepDev also serves as the principal secretariat of the LEDAC, tasked to oversee and coordinate the provision of overall technical and administrative support to the Council. In 2024, the LEDAC successfully convened 4 times, with 19 bills from the common legislative agenda enacted into law. Under policy formulation, the DepDev played a key role in the issuance of Executive Order No. 62 and the comprehensive review of the MFN, Most Favored Nation tariff structure, this issuance ensures policy stability and predictability for businesses and consumers. DepDev shepherded the formulation of the IRR of Republic Act No. 11962 or the Trabaho para sa Bayan Act. Aside from this, DepDev has also led the PBP regional consultations to engage in social dialogues with stakeholders from regional line agencies, employers, the labor sector, marginalized groups, and the informal sector for the formulation of the TPB Plan 2025 to 2034. In addition, DepDev also continued to foster a culture of innovation. In 2024, DepDev organized the 2024 National Innovation Day and shepherded the adoption of the National Innovation Communication Plan. We formulated the implementing guidelines for the Philippine Innovation Awards and facilitated innovation financing to support research, technology development, and commercialization. The National Innovation Council, the Executive Technical Board, approved 13 projects for funding under the Fiscal Year 2024 Innovation Grants. Finally, our agency marked a significant milestone this year with the reorganization of the NEDA, as I mentioned earlier, into the newly established Department of Economy, Planning and Development through Republic Act No. 12145, signed by the President on April 10, 2025. This landmark legislation strengthens the agency's mandate, institutional independence, and capacity to serve as the executive branch's primary body for economic policy, planning, coordination, and monitoring. DepDev's major accomplishment in fiscal year 2024 for investment programming include the facilitation of the approval of 41 projects worth 878 billion pesos as Secretariat of the Economy and Development Council, previously the NEDA Board. The department also led the coordination, approval, and submission of the updated Public Investment Program 2023 to 2028 in the 3-year Rolling Infrastructure Program, or TRIP, for fiscal years 2025 to 2028 as key inputs to the fiscal year 2025 budget preparation, ensuring alignment between national priorities and fiscal planning. DepDev also organized the 2024 RNIP, or Regional National Investment Programming Dialogue Building, or Dialogue Building on the Initiative launched in 2023. This provides a structured platform for agency central offices to align regional priorities with national investment strategies. In addition, DepDev, as chair of the PPP Code IRR Committee, technical working group, contributed to the drafting and successful finalization of the IRR for the new PPP Code. This enhances the legal framework for PPPs, thus creating a more conducive environment for private sector participation in infrastructure projects across the country. Finally, in the first semester of 2025, DepDev supported implementing agencies by appraising a total of 112 projects at the national and regional levels.